Are reporting from ground zero. These are fearless reports coming in from sunken Delhi. You can see our reporters standing in knee-deep water. The water level of the Yamuna has risen to an all-time high. It has hugely impacted the national capital. Questions are rising on the pathetic infrastructure in the Delhi. It is a citywide fury over the apathy of the netas as well. We're bringing you reports of the rescue and relief operations too.
Reporting from the ring road, one could have not imagined that one would be waist deep in water. The ring road is absolutely flooded and the entire stretch at the Red Fort blocked because the entire road has turned into a mini river. Behind me you can see the Red Fort walls, the ramparts of the Red Fort, and the Yamuna is flowing in this flow across the entire stretch from ISBT to towards Rajghat, and the water levels are rising on this road. We are standing on the ring road. On the right and on the left you can see there's only water, water and water everywhere. Here you can see that as I walk towards the flow, the walk is much easier. The water also moving above my waist there. So importantly, people, please, Delhiites, watch the news, watch all the alerts from the administration, and please take the warnings very seriously.
Yesterday, Saurabh Bhardwaj, the water and UD minister of Delhi government, had told me that till the time the watermark in Yamuna does not touches 208, there should not be a reason to be concerned for the residential areas and the main terrain of the national capital. But here you have on Thursday, when Yamuna crossed 208 mark, it is at 20.5. This is the situation in the national capital. This is ITO to Rajghat Road, one of the most important roads of the national capital, and you can see how it is inundated. The water which had possibly come on both sides. On the left hand side is the Rajghat area. I'll request Sajid to pan the camera. That particular road is completely inundated, which means the traffic is blocked. Trucks are standing in nowhere in the middle of the road, and the bikes which are coming from the other side are actually crossing over through the gaps on the road, which means that they are also risking their lives because traffic movement is coming from the other side as well. And whichever car, whatever bike wala, riders, whichever way they are wanting to move, they are actually moving in whichever direction they want. You can see two-way traffic moving in the national capital from ITO to Rajghat area, and that's the scenario. That's the flyover which is coming, and it is actually getting blocked because you have two-way traffic moving on a road which is supposed to move in a single direction from ITO towards Rajghat.
Well, if you don't see it with your own eyes, you will not believe that most of the roads in the national capital are inundated. There have been various advisories which have been giving out. If you stay in the national capital region or if you stay in the adjoining areas of Noida, Greater Noida, Gurugram, even Manesar, if you don't need to step out, then the advisory is do not step out. Work from home for at least the next 2 days. In fact, schools and colleges have now been advised to remain shut till Monday. Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal, who's been on the ground, has been taking stock of what's happening in the national capital, says that now he's requested the Bharatiya Janata Party and also the central government. He said that the government should slow down the level of the water that is coming from the Hathni barrage. The water is still coming from the Hathni barrage, which means that the Yamuna, which has already breached the danger mark, at the moment it stands at 208.46 meters, which means it is 3 meters more than the danger mark. Most of the low-lying areas near the bank of River Yamuna, close to 30,000 people stay on the banks, have been evacuated. They have been given shelter onto high-rise areas. A lot of people who stay in the low-lying areas, who have houses, who stay on the ground floor, have now been suggested and advised to move on to the higher levels. And this all is happening because the Yamuna is overflowing and it is inundating major roads, the ITO, the Rajghat, the VVIP area of the national capital, civil lines in fact, where the Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal himself stays. This is the condition that you see behind me. You will not be able to see the bus. The bus is stranded there. In fact, there was a rescue of a couple of people which took place a couple of minutes back. So it's not just this area, the entire national capital. You go to Mayur Vihar, you will be able to see how the Yamuna floodplains, the level can be seen. You come to civil lines, you see this. You come to Kashmiri Gate, most of the roads are inundated. A very famous Hanuman temple, not just barely 200-300 meters from here, is also facing the fury of the flood. So at the moment, the entire National Capital Region has come on to its knees, and what you see around me is the fate of most of the roads in the National Capital. The people who have been staying on the banks are now asking questions. Authorities are being asked questions why they did not make sure that the desilting of the drains took place. There obviously is a political blame game which is taking place between the Aam Aadmi Party and the BJP and the central government. The Aam Aadmi Party is now pointing fingers at the BJP, saying that you need to intervene. Almost 2 days back, Arvind Kejriwal also wrote to Home Minister Amit Shah asking him to intervene in the matter. The BJP, on the other hand, is now turning around and pointing fingers at Arvind Kejriwal and saying that ever since you have been governing the national capital, it has become a gutter. Now let's take a look at all the reporters who are at various places and giving you these ground reports.
I've been trying to get to the Majnu Katela area, Kashmiri Gate metro station area, the old Delhi, the route Shama Prasad Mukherjee Marg is completely chock full of traffic because of the waterlogging. At Kashmiri Gate bus adda, ISBT, the road is under at least 1.5 to 2 feet of water, which is why the police has put in barricading everywhere. They're not even allowing media cars to go up ahead. Where the Chandgira Makhada and the DRDO area, where my colleague Sushant was just giving his report from, that area has also been cordoned off now. It is only possible to reach there if you're in a tractor or a high SUV. If you're walking or you have a small car, you cannot reach there because the water will get into your car. So we're waiting here at the Hanuman Mandir near Nigambodh Ghat. By the way, right behind me, around 100 meter that side is the Nigambodh Ghat, which is where the most of the people of Delhi go to say farewell and cremate their dead. And it is impossible right now to reach Nigambodh Ghat because, as you can see, it is over waist deep water. A couple of rickshaws are moving. The flyover that comes from Rajghat towards Kashmiri Gate, the people stopped there, but even at Rajghat, the barricading has been put up.
As far as the water levels are concerned, some experts are predicting that the water level may just rise by about 20 to 30 centimeters, and that number sounds very low, but it can wreak havoc as far as the national capital is concerned, because we are talking about the mighty Yamuna, as you mentioned as well. I would like to show you some symbolic images here of the ring road, and this is that particular stretch of road that is adjacent to the Lal Killa, the Red Fort, and in fact, as you can see, these are the outer walls of Red Fort. There is water here, and the reason why this road becomes extremely important is the fact that a lot of buses travel to ISBT taking this particular road. The buses that were supposed to go to the ISBT area, they are currently parked there at an area that is considered safe for those vehicles. They cannot come here, and the reason is that if we go further into the water level is about 6 to 7 feet that can easily drown any car.
1978 के बाद देश की राजधानी दिल्ली में बाढ़ जैसे हालात जो है वो बन गए हैं। इस वक्त हम मौजूद है सिविल लाइन इलाके में। तस्वीरें आपको दिखाना चाहेंगे कि पूरा सिविल लाइन में पानी ही पानी इस वक्त जो है वो नजर आ रहा है। एनडीआरएफ की टीमें इस वक्त बोट के जरिए लोगों को रेस्क्यू कर रही है। देखिए, जो लोग फंसे हुए हैं उनको वहां तक पहुंचाने की कोशिश एनडीआरएफ की टीमों की तरफ से यहाँ पे की जा रही है, क्योंकि जो लोग फंसे हुए हैं उनको जल्द से जल्द बाहर निकाला जाए, क्योंकि अंदर कई सारे लोग जो है वो स्टक हैं। ये तस्वीरें आप देखिए कि किस तरीके से एनडीआरएफ की जो टीमें हैं वो अब तैनात की गई हैं। 2 टीमें जो है वो एनडीआरएफ की यहाँ पर तैनात की गई हैं। यहाँ पर आप देखिए कि पुलिस की तरफ से अनाउंसमेंट यहाँ पे की जा रही है कि यहाँ पर लोग जो है अगर हैं तो वो जल्दी से जल्दी बाहर निकले, ऊंचे स्थानों पर जाएं, क्योंकि बाढ़ का पानी लगातार यहाँ पर इस हिस्से के अंदर जो है वो बढ़ रहा है। कश्मीरी गेट, और ये देखिए ये एनडीआरएफ के जो जवान है वो किस तरीके से मुस्तैदी के साथ यहाँ पर काम करते हुए लोगों की जान बचाते हुए नजर आ रहे हैं। यहाँ पर पानी को बोट को किनारे पे लगा रहे हैं, जो लोग अंदर होते हैं उनको बाहर छोड़ा जाता है, उसके बाद ऊंचे स्थानों पर लेके जाया जा रहा है।